what is tapping and how is it done? And what's the good thing about tapping? Well, if you've got all these questions and you don't know how to find the right answers, so stick around as we gonna let you know exactly what is tapping. Hi, my name is Helia Singh. I'm a wealth coach and the founder of Wealthy Nations, and I can help you to fast track to financial independence. But as part of our new series of interviewing female coaches, top female coaches out there to help you find the right coach for yourself, today I'm talking to a beautiful lady. Her name is Tash Alexander from Sydney, New South Wales. And we're going to talk about tapping. And this subject is so close to my heart because, as you know, I just started to even using tapping in my wealth coaching session. So that's why it's amazing topic. I'm biased already. So yeah, that's why stick around. You're gonna learn more about it because I cannot, just talk enough about it. That how it has changed my life and the life of many people that I know. So without further ado, I would like to introduce and welcome my beautiful friend Tash Alexander from Coffs Harbour in Sydney. Hi Tash, how are you?
Hi, Helia. I'm really well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. I love it. Before we press the record button, we were just talking about tapping. It's one of those topics that I can talk forever. So please tell me and tell our audience, what is tapping and how is it done? And is it safe to do it? And all these questions
Okay,
people ask.
so tapping is the nickname for emotional freedom techniques. Sometimes you hear it get called EFT, but mostly people call it tapping because you're literally tapping on acupuncture points on the body. Now, the best way to describe tapping is it's a stress management tool. It can be used for the simple day-to-day stresses, or it can be used for huge stresses like trauma and PTSD. So with tapping, what happens is when you're tapping on the acupuncture points and you're talking through with a practitioner the emotions and the issues and the body sensations you're experiencing because of the stress you're under, it sends a calming signal to the amygdala of the brain. Now, the amygdala is the stress center and it looks after fight and flight, but it also looks after every stress that we experience. And what happens is when the amygdala is activated, it causes a release of stress hormones throughout the body. And those stress hormones cause an increased heart rate, a dilation of the pupils, constriction of the chest, and gets your leg muscles ready to fight or run. And we experience that on a day-to-day level with all stresses. It might be, my friends are going out without me and they've left me at home, and those stress hormones are released. Well, what tapping does is helps switch off the release of those hormones, release of the stress hormones, so we can feel a lot calmer. And our brain, instead of being driven by the emotional components, the clarity comes back and the intelligent part of the brain comes back online when we're feeling less emotional. And that's what tapping does for us.
Wow. Thank you so much for explaining that. When I started learning about tapping about 10, 11 years ago, I remember the feeling was that, oh my God, as if I've already got a therapist with me 24/7. You don't have to pick up the phone and call someone and, so give them the background of what happened or this is how I feel. I have this tool that it can just anytime I can get back to it and just, use it to relieve the stress. And that's the spot on. This is the biggest thing we have. And I believe that stress is the cause of all other problem in our life, whether it's a financial, is it a marriage problem, or many, many other things. Stress, if we manage that, I think everything else, we have more, as you mentioned, clarity about
Yes.
how to look at other area of our life. That's amazing. All right. So now some people, they may ask, is it safe to do, or is it a woo-woo science? Or
So it's interesting because straight away you think emotional freedom techniques, tapping on acupuncture points, straight away it's like, it's got to be woo woo. So there are hundreds of randomized controlled trials out there showing the efficacy of EFT, of tapping. So one of the leading scientists is actually a doctor in Queensland. She won Psychologist of the Year, and she does all her research around tapping. So it's very easy to search for the evidence out there. I'm a physiotherapist by trade. That's where I started. And science, coming from that background, science is incredibly important to me. And there was no way I was going to invest my time into something that was woo-woo. So when I first studied emotional freedom techniques, I studied the clinical evidence of it. So I could get buy-in. So I could actually, the people I was treating, they could have buy-in into this tool as well, because that's very important to me.
absolutely, absolutely. I remember, I mean, look, even when we're looking at the meditation, or the meditation has come to mainstream, or obviously is born from East, but it's come to the West world and the mainstream only perhaps in the last 50 years. People more talk about meditation, but yeah, is now actually science is proving that, okay, why meditation works, and I think nobody questions that. It doesn't matter how analytical person is this, and always science driven and wants to see the proofs of everything. Everybody already knows that, okay, meditation works. There is something there that works. So to me, tapping is similar to that, or actually is much better than that. And to be honest with you, personally, I could never sit there and do even meditate for 2 minutes or 5 minutes without, controlling my brain and, just focusing on my breath. But I do guided meditation through by tapping. And
Yes.
this is how I do my meditation. So it's just enhancing.
And isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how about, and personally, the first time I've used tapping myself, it was to relieve the medical, or actually a pain in my body. And I thought, and obviously I was a very much skeptical person about it. So, let me see if that works. And the funny thing is that I used to have a pain in my knee, and which I went to doctors when that time we used to live in Melbourne. And I went to doctor, did all the X-rays, MRIs, everything was done, and that's it. So couldn't find anything. And so yeah, I started, and that I couldn't believe it. For the first time after a few months, I just said, maybe I don't know what happened here. Where is the pain? And I just keep touching it. Where is the pain gone? And just like that. And I'm not saying it just absolutely vanished and then never came back, but for even few minutes, or actually that time for about, it was happened in the evening until morning, I could have a good night's sleeps and not have pain. And then again, the pain started during the day. Is just made me think that, oh wow, there is something there that I need to explore more. And
yeah, so pain in the body isn't necessarily triggered by a traumatic event like a fall or a sports injury. It can be from the mind trying to send your body a message. For example, your knee pain, what are you not listening to in your body? Is that pain because your body is trying to stop you from doing something that you're really not enjoying, or you're not listening to yourself and your body's needs? And so when we're tapping, we actually go exploring down the path to find out what these messages are that your body's trying to tell you, and that can significantly shift the pain.
wow, that's amazing. So for our audience, if they haven't tried tapping before, so what would be your suggestions? Well, where should they start? Should they start the tapping on a, physical pain or as an emotional issue? So what would be the best experience for people out there?
There's so much tapping information out there and YouTube videos. If they're free, that's an easy way to start. For example, if I'm feeling stressed, I can put in YouTube stress tapping, and all these options will come up. But what you'll find is they're very generic videos, and they can get you through your day, but the stress can come straight back. So the difference is, when working with a practitioner, is we dive deep to get to the core of the issues. What is causing, what's that limiting belief that you've got that's causing you to experience that stress, where your best friend might be going through exactly the same thing and just it's like water off a duck's back for them. So we dive deep and tap on that inner self-talk and that core belief, that limiting belief, and we can shift it. So these triggers that people have, they don't experience them again. And it's really powerful, these shifts. And functional MRIs have shown that these shifts can be permanent. So it's amazing.
It is amazing. So would you be so kind and generous to demonstrate a bit of tapping here for
I would love to.
Amazing. Right. Thank you so much. And I'm guessing the topic will be very good. I mean, because obviously your expertise is in anxiety and stress management. Because I know as a wealth coach, I know that people all around the world now are panicking when it comes about what's happening with the interest rate or banks, maybe another global financial crisis is coming, what's happening in the money situation, economy of the world. That stress itself, I think that's it's a pandemic stress. That's what I would call it.
Yes. Yes.
So let's do some tapping on that. That would be wonderful.
All right. So are you happy to tap along with me?
Absolutely.
Okay. So when we're tapping, what we're doing is trying to tune into that inner voice that's telling you your own story. So we're not glossing over saying, I'm fine, interest rates are going to be okay, I'm safe. We don't basically lie to ourselves. We give a voice to these inner fears that we have. So when we're tapping, I want you to copy what I do and copy what I say. But to start with, I encourage everyone who's listening to this to tap along with us and repeat out loud. But first of all, to get started, I want to measure how tight your chest is when you think about the interest rate rises and the consequences of those interest rate rises. And if you take a deep breath in and then out, and if 10 out of 10's really tight and 0 is completely relaxed, how tight is your chest right now?
For me, is about 6 or 7, but I'm sure many of my listeners or clients will be about 10.
Yeah. All right. So tapping on the side of your hand, 2 to 3 fingers, and it can be as hard or as gentle as you like and just at a steady pace. And if you're left-handed or right-handed, doesn't matter. You can swap at any time. And just repeat after me. Even though I'm feeling stressed.
Even though I'm feeling stressed.
Because the interest rate rises are still going up.
Because the interest rate rises are still going on.
And I don't know if I can afford my home loan.
And I don't know if I can afford my home loan.
The cost of living is going up.
The cost of living is going up.
And I'm scared I could lose my house.
And I'm scared I can lose my house.
And I'll let my family down.
And I let my family down.
I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
So we're not saying all this negative stuff to reinforce it. We're doing it because It's going through a lot of your clients' heads, and we are just giving it a voice so we can turn off the flow of that cortisol, the stress hormone, to feel calmer about the interest rate rises. So we repeat this 2 more times. Even though I'm feeling very stressed,
even though I'm feeling very stressed,
I feel tightness in my chest,
I can feel tightness in my chest,
and it's hard to take a deep breath.
and it's hard to take a deep breath.
It's hard to feel safe with these interest rate rises.
It's hard to feel safe with these interest rate rises.
I'm feeling very stressed.
I'm feeling very stressed.
And I'm scared I can't afford my mortgage.
And I'm scared I can't afford my mortgage.
And I'm in a lot of debt.
And I am in a lot of debt.
It's very stressful.
It's very stressful.
I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
Even though I have no control over the interest rate rises.
Even though I have no control over interest rate rises.
And I don't know if another one's around the corner.
And I know there is another one around the corner.
I'm feeling very nervous about it.
I'm feeling very nervous about it.
I'm scared that I can't protect my family.
I'm scared I can't protect my family.
I might lose my home.
I might lose my home.
And I can't afford to live.
And I can't afford to live.
I might end up homeless.
I might end up homeless.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I'm feeling it in my chest.
I'm feeling it in my chest.
It's so tight.
It's so tight.
I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
Okay, now on the top of the head, I'm feeling very stressed about these interest rate rises.
I'm feeling very stressed about these interest rate rises.
I feel tension in my chest.
I feel tension in my chest.
Side of the eye. I'm feeling stressed about my finances.
I'm feeling stressed about my finances.
Under the eye. I don't feel in control.
I don't feel in control.
Under the nose. I'm feeling very stressed.
I'm feeling very stressed.
I'm feeling it in my chest. I can't breathe.
I can feel it in my chest. I can't breathe.
Very stressed about my finances.
Very stressed about my finances.
I feel very insecure.
I feel very insecure.
Now, front of the ribs here, I soothe and comfort myself.
I soothe and comfort myself.
Okay, and relax your arms. Now, what I want you to do is just take a nice, gentle, but big breath in and re-measure how tight your chest is. It was a 6. What's it now for you, Helia?
Oh, definitely 2, 4.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
2
Okay.
to 4, yes. Yeah, and I'm sure my audience is already feeling some release there.
So that was a very generic tapping presentation, but it gives you an idea because we did not take any deep breaths during that. We weren't working on trying to expand our lungs. We were literally just tapping on acupuncture points. And by switching off that cortisol level that's getting released because of the stress of thinking about the interest rate rises and the insecurity that comes with that, what happens is those hormone levels drop and our ability to breathe and think more clearly increases.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I'm guessing that the people can listen to this again and again until they can, reduce that numbering or the.
Absolutely. And you might find like your mind might wander And anything you're thinking are the right words to be saying, because that's your inner dialogue, and it's important to give it a voice while you're tapping. And that will actually help reduce those cortisol levels quicker.
Yeah, oh, wonderful. And I know that there are so many people out there who may think that, especially all these new age of the, positive thinking and stuff. So then, so now we are just only talked about the negative, only stress. So when we're going to get to the good stuff, and when we're going to be positive, is there
So
anything?
we do get to the positive, but what happens is it's actually a natural process. So if we were to tap literally straight away on, it's okay with these interest rate rises, I'm going to be okay, what your amygdala will be doing is going, you're lying, I don't feel safe at all. And you'll actually be sending out more cortisol initially to increase your stress levels. So what happens is, as you rated yourself, as soon as you get down to a 1 or 2 or even a 0, what happens is naturally your brain, the logic kicks in, and your brain will figure out how to look at it in a different way, because it wants to be happy, it wants to be positive, and it will start filling your cup through other positive thoughts and finding solutions. And that's the beauty. Now, with some clients, if they can't get to that positive stage, but they've reduced that stress level right down, we tap on it and we build it up anyway. But there are solutions out there. There's always options. There's people talking to people like you. And we tap on that, and they get so much more clarity, and they walk away with so much more happiness too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And I'm thinking that, well, I know that tapping works for everything. So what other areas you have experienced and you can tell people that, yes, that they can explore it for themselves?
So, well, my specialty is anxiety, and that's because I've suffered anxiety myself. I've been a sufferer of anxiety and depression, but since learning tapping, it's no longer a part of my life at all, because you manage yourself with the tapping. This is something that people learn to do and self-manage, which is wonderful. But there's also traumas and PTSD. There's food cravings and eating disorders, and pain is a really big one. Looking after I want to say, like, it's just can take care of everything. It is one of those ridiculous modalities, because the power of the mind is so incredibly strong, and we are just tapping into it. Yes. So literally.
Yeah, I love that. Tapping into that. So yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I mean, with the disclaimer that, of course, we are not telling people that, okay, ditch your medication and just do tapping. Definitely you need to talk to the doctors before they do anything. But at least use this as a side thing, and see how you feel.
It is a complementary. It's a complementary thing that we do. We don't ever endorse that you don't seek medical help if that's the need. But if it's something like stress that you're experiencing, tapping is a really effective go-to, because it's drug-free. There's no side effects. It's safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thanks for sharing your story. And I think at least my audience know about me that yes, even last year I was in a very dark place, emotionally, physically, everything. And funny thing is, even though I know about tapping, so sometimes we are so down that we even forget, or we are just not even using our own modality, that that how good it is. And that's why even the coaches need coaches.
Oh, absolutely.
We go to other people to remind us and help us. And so, yeah, and I've been taking antidepressant. And then, oh my God, what am I doing? So I have to do this again. And I started the tapping again. And after about a couple of months, so yeah, easily I put my antidepressant. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So yeah, again, we're not telling people that, yeah, just do that, just ditch your medication. You know when is the right time for you. And of course, you need to consult with your doctor. And the same as the money was, this is a disclaimer, it's not going to be a financial advice, what we're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to do something about it, but we're just taking the stress out of it, that okay, what you need to do. So it's just by sitting there not doing anything, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But it's just clear the path. So what we do.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tash,
You're
for
welcome,
I
Helia.
really
Thank you for
appreciate
having me.
that. So now please tell our audience how they can reach out to you and find out more and have a proper sessions you, because I actually encourage everyone to have at least a few sessions with the practitioner. So just on tapping, not a 2 minutes, 5 minutes one. So at least this way you will learn how to do it properly for yourself.
So my business is called The Tapping Room. And so you can find me on thetappingroom.com.au.
Amazing. Well, we will put all your website, and if you want through social media, people can contact you. So we'll put it all in the bio sections of this video, and of course, people can contact you and take it from there.
Thank
Again,
you.
thank you so much for your time, and so yeah, it's just amazing this modality that we have. And thank you so much to Gary Gregg, who the founder of Tapping, that to give us this tool, not only to help ourselves, but also helping others. That's
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
Well, folks, now, as I promised you, you now know more about tapping, and and just go and do it. There is no side effect whatsoever in there, and it's just only you can find out more for yourself and just have a better day and going better through your life and make better decisions. So, and make sure you put your comments and share this video with others who may need to hear this. And until next episode, have a happy, healthy, wealthy life. Bye for now.